To be or not or to be. That is the question. Come on.
Okay, we're doing this. We are doing this. I don't have a thing anymore. So, okay. So, I've been gone.
What? That is shocking.
Today is, what, April 6th? Yeah, April 6th to Thursday of 2023. And I'm recording again. I recorded a couple clips that I'm probably going to put in this video because I might just do some voiceovers. But first things first, I missed this. I missed us. I missed me documenting my life. I'll just put it right here. Or that. Okay. That's better. It's better than what it was.
She just appears to be just a little bit ghetto to me. A little bit ghetto, you know, a little bit hood.
I miss documenting, though, my life. And I've been through a lot of big things, I would say, mentally, emotionally, a lot of internal things, some physical shifts as well, but mainly those. And I wish I would have caught myself and recorded during those times, those phases that I went through. But we're going to talk about them, okay? We're going to go all the way back until probably about February last year. That's where a lot of this shift happened for me. So, hopefully y'all can hear me well. I'm at home now. It's April 16th. I'm busy. I am.
Nippage.
And I still got the same jacket on. I washed it. Okay, I washed it. But in the last clip, I was telling y'all, why am I out of breath?
Check, please.
In the last clip, I was telling y'all, just giving y'all context on my relationship with my parents and my relationship with how I express myself. And at an early age, I was taught that certain things were not okay. Boys don't do that. Why are you doing that? And it didn't help that, you know, when I was socialized with people my age, why are you acting like that? You act like a girl, this and that, like.
Get the fag off the TV. I'm not watching that.
I didn't have anybody tell me you're okay the way you are, really, that I remember, until more recently. Yeah, so I don't even remember. I tried to watch the video. I ain't watched all of it. But basically, quick notes here. Give y'all timestamps and everything. Last year, right? 2022. It's 2023. I'm about to graduate. In February, Valentine's Day last year. In honor of me committing to my celibate journey and to dating myself, I got hair extensions. I got some braids. I love the braids. I really did. It was my first time ever doing anything like that, and I really loved it. I've always had a fascination with long hair, but I never had it.
Girl, say what you saying.
I wish I would have put my wig on for y'all. We're gonna cheers to the wig.
We don't give a fuck about that song. Bitch, DM me. I don't give a fuck about that song, baby girl. DM me.
Cheers for where we are today in our own apartment. This is my first video here. Yes, you see my ring light because I didn't know where to put it. And I was turning the lights on, the lighting wasn't doing it. I think this light above me is interfering. But, okay. So, I got that. My parents were actually out of town at the time. When they came home, I was still living with them and paying to live there. Just had to put that out there. As a college student. When they got home, my dad had a problem with my hair. My mom knew. My mom gave me some braiding hair, literally for the style. And she told me your dad's gonna be mad. And I was like, okay. Like, I really didn't care. Cause I was just like, okay, he's always mad. I think that literally was my response. We don't have the best relationship, okay? I really don't have a good relationship with my parents. We're working on that though. One more clip. So, there's a lot going on in my mind right now. We're gonna get to all that. But, so I got my hair done, loved it. Then my dad gave me an ultimatum. I was told to either cut those braids or get out because men do not wear weave. And yeah, men do not wear weave. And I needed to either cut them or get out. He didn't care about what I had to say. None of that. Asked me why I did it because, mind you, when I was 12, I was told that I know what you are. We don't condone that. And I'm sure he spoke for my parents as a whole. Like, just living with them and being up under them, like, they won't condone any of that. And that has been made painfully clear to me. But I think when I moved back in after my first semester, or during my first semester of college, I thought things would be different in a way. Like, the relationship definitely felt like it was different. Or maybe I was just inebriated. Okay, like, baby, we was puffing down every day. Every day. Because when I moved out into that dorm, I was so committed. I was like, I'm never going back. I'm going back to get the rest of my stuff. Like, that's what I told myself. I was so ready to just live my life. Because, not that I don't want to say I hated it there, because I was provided for. Like, I really do appreciate everything my parents did for me, but, not even a but, there were a lot of things that still hurt me while I lived there, period. Simple as that. Like, I knew my parents loved me because I wasn't thrown out on the street. I wasn't, really neglected to the point where somebody needs to come get him, But I was neglected in other aspects where, like, how do I feel? I wonder if you can hear my neighbors walking. I live in an apartment, okay? But, like, I wasn't catered to, or I wasn't nurtured, I felt like, after a certain point. Like, that was it. And I told my dad this. I was like, at a certain point, do you feel like you stopped being a father to me? And he definitely agreed. Like, he checked out. He was absent. Like, he was there, but he was not a present person in my life. He wouldn't ask me, like, he wouldn't ask about me, period. So, last year with the whole hair thing, I literally had a mental breakdown. Like, it seemed like when I moved back in, because of everything I was doing, like in 2022, I kind of stopped with the inebriation. Like, I stopped smoking. I stopped, like, drinking a lot. Like, not to say that I was alcoholic or anything, or like abusing substances, but it was just the regular use that kept me kind of checked out from reality. So when I finally tapped back in, I think this whole hair situation really just smacked everything in my face. Like, I felt like I relived every negative thing my parents had ever done to me when they told me that, like when I was told that I had to cut the hair or get out. So in that instance, I just really started to break down. Like, I was so mad. I didn't really talk to them about it at first, so I went a couple days without it. I talked to my grandparents, maybe a couple friends, but I was just going through the motions. Like, I was still on my journey. I was still vlogging. I was still doing all that. This happened February 14th. I was still recording videos. I was still going to the gym. I was still going to school. I had one of my best semesters in school. Like, I was really I was going to events. Like, I was outside and I was really present in my life. And I was looking for jobs. Like, I was doing so much because I was just in preparation for A, I need to get out of here, but B, like, I don't need to let this get me down because I got places to be. Like, obviously this is not an environment where I can stay for much longer. So I decided that I was gonna move that May to Ohio. Really what happened, if we really want to go back to it, I knew our relationship was coming to an end. I was actually planning to move the November before that, when I first started dating myself, but then my father had a stroke and I didn't want to leave my mom. But that's besides the point. It was so much going on, y'all. So much going on. It was just so much going on. And I got to a point, like, right after that, like, I was literally breaking down. Sleeping in my car, crying, coming home for a little bit just to, like, shower and rest my eyes for a little bit, and then I was gone. Like, I was never there. Like, they would see me for a second. It was very much high and by. Because how can you fix your lips to say that to me and then still try to be in my face? Like, but you don't want to talk about our issues, but you want to let me know that this hair that's where you draw the line. You gonna open your mouth about that.
Yeah, y'all got Kelly fucked up, baby.
But you don't care how, A, how your words affect me, or B, how you have been treating me for years affected me either. But the hair, oh yeah, that gotta go.
I'm sorry. When? What happened?
I'm gonna say something about this. Like, that just really irked my nerves. So we had a conversation. I had a conversation with both of them. And I gave them my bottom line. I was like, I am done with your restrictions on your love. I'm done with you telling me how you're gonna show up for me. I'm done with all of that. I'm done with being controlled, being manipulated just for your attention.
I'm like, bitch, eat the food.
And I told them, either love me unconditionally or leave me alone. Like, I'm tired of being loved in private. I felt like you show up more for your friends than you do for your own son. And I began to really feel like a mistake or accidental pregnancy. Or I felt like I was the only reason why my parents were together, like, just to raise me and just to be there for me. So they're not deemed as, you know the people they talk about, like, oh, you're a deadbeat father, you're a deadbeat mother, like, why is your mama taking care of your kid? Like, you know, stuff like that. Like, I feel like my parents just didn't want that. They didn't want to be socially shunned. These are just my own speculations. Like, obviously my parents are their own people and they say they do love me. But my problem arose where I didn't feel that love. And it wasn't brought to my attention that you love me. Like, you in my face about these chores, you in my face about that was really it. Like, you're in my face about household chores, you're in my face about dishes. And once I started being responsible and taking care of that at a certain age,
I'm sitting back pretty and waiting.
you're not in my face about anything else. Like, you didn't really check in with me. Like, it really seems like you don't care how I'm doing at all.
I'm like, bitch, eat the food.
And my mental health and emotional health was very questionable throughout all that time. Like, let's really talk about it. The girls were planning suicide. Let's just wake up. Like, I'm here, about to be 21, and I really just can't believe it that I made it this far. Like, I literally was so unhappy throughout my adolescence because of this situation. And like, I feel like this situation, it's not just my parents. Like, it also fell over into other parts of my life too. Because if my own parents are treating me like this, why would I mess with little Becky from school? You know, like, why would I feel comfortable associating with others, sharing parts of myself, connecting with others, because my own parents treated me in a way that I felt was harmful. So, I really just told my whole life. We're gonna see if I really put all this out there. But I really just want to document my life, and I want to move on from it. And I want to talk about how I healed from it, different ways that I've grown from it to really shine as I do. So fast forward like that May. So I move, everything's going great. I moved out. I gave my parents my bottom line or whatever. I told them, like, you know, I really don't care for an apology. I just want to know if the behavior is going to change. Like, are you going to start showing up for me? Are you going to be there for me? Are you going to ask me how I'm feeling, ask me how I'm doing, and not just in passing like you would any other person? Like, of course, give me that decency, because I feel like I wasn't even being given that. Like, I went into a room and speak, and my dad wouldn't even acknowledge my presence half the time. Like, we live together. Hello. I'm also your son. Hello. I'm saying hello. But I'm just like, come on. Like, you treat a random person on the street better than you do me. Like, you at least acknowledge them. But I feel like you're so wrapped up in how you feel about my gender expression and sexuality that you can't even think to treat me like I'm more than just that. And that's what I tried to tell him. I was like, you don't need to worry about all the stuff you're worried about. Like, sexualizing me and doing, like, talking about how I dress and this and that. Like, make sure you're safe, Like, I understand that from a parent's perspective, but you also know who you raised. Like, you know the values you put in me, and I definitely appreciate them for that. And I think that's why I am the way that I am, and I have the mental capacity to stand up for myself and ensure that I'm safe. That's why I'm in this place that I am now, because I was able to build on the foundation that was laid down for me. But at the point where I turn 18, you're not obligated to be a parent for me anymore, apparently. And I think I need you to choose to show up for me and hold space for me. Like, and I don't think they're making that choice, which is fine. But I just need my clarity. So then fast forward that May. So I'm doing my financial aid and stuff for the next following semester. And they trying to take away my scholarship, saying that my parents make too much. So I'm like, okay, hold on. So I talked to the school. I'm like, baby, I'm telling them my situation. I'm like, they don't contribute. And they were like, well, the only way we could override something like that would be a dependency, like question my dependency on my parents, which you have to show a deconstruct in the family unit. And I was like, baby, little do you know. So I'm having phone calls, meetings, writing narratives about my entire life with these people at my school, and having to share intimate parts of myself with them for money, for an education.
It's getting weird. But I still need to get this watch.
I feel like that's no different than sharing my experiences online for my own personal journey and to help someone else's. So that's why I really don't have no qualms about airing out all that business, because A, it's my story and I have a right to it. And it's my history, it's behind me, but it's still my present, okay? Because those experiences not necessarily carry with me, but they've taught me and groomed me into the person I am right now. So doing all of that, I did share what I wrote with my mother, and we worked on it together, and that was my point of view, and she was very shocked. You know, it's something different to hear it from somebody, but to read it on a piece of paper, like, it's like, wow. Just really how I felt. Maybe I'll read that to y'all one day. Not today. This is just giving y'all context so we can get into the now. Because right now, we're trying to count down to graduation, but we're going to have videos about that. So, I need a minute. So, after sharing all that, it just made me, again, mind you, I feel like I relived every traumatic experience I had with my parents that February. So I'm still recovering from that aspect. And I just moved to my grandma. Now, mind you, my grandma is like almost my favorite person. She's like my favorite person, like, period. And just that environment was so different than what I was used to. Adjusting to that, on top of having to share those experiences and having 9 credit hours during the summer online and looking for an internship, I had so many rejection letters, y'all. It was so sad. Like, I was really down. Like, I was processing all that with my parents and just really, I don't want to say I was sad about how my life turned out. I was just overwhelmed and upset that this was in the cards for me. But nothing I've ever wanted has been given to me easily. So I knew it was going to be a fight, but I just never expected this for me, really. So, processing all that, I really found myself in a sunken place. Like, I was so down. I was so down. Like, I ain't had no job. I couldn't find a, well, not, I didn't want a job. I wanted an internship. I couldn't find an internship. And that was really getting down to me because I'm like, damn, I'm fighting for all this. But, you know, I'm trying to take this step forward in my life and my career. And it's not really, it's not giving step. It's giving fall, tumble. And I'm just confused. Like, it's just really what I'm supposed to be doing. But 10 months later, I found an internship. Okay, the one that I think really suits me right now. So August comes, I move back. My parents help me move in. We're in a good place. We don't really talk, which is fine because I feel like I want quality time. I want interest in my daily life. I want you to be a parent. I want you to hold space for me. Because why is it crooked? Shoot. Oh well. It is what it is. Like I was saying, I want you to be a parent. I want you to hold space for me. I want you to express your love to me through giving of your time, your energy, your interest. You can tell when somebody's interested in you, platonic or romantically. But I think that because of this relationship with my parents, it's been difficult for me to understand that and really navigate the relationships, platonic and romantic. So I think, not that I think, I know that me on this journey of celibacy and dating myself is really giving myself what I needed years ago and allowing myself to feel the love that I wish I would have felt from my parents. And in doing so, it is opening so many doors for me. And, you know, I'm just being everything for myself. Okay, the provider, the nurturer, the lover, the best friend, like all of that. I'm just doing it. And I tell my parents that, you know, I gave them my bottom line. I was like, you know, moving forward, since I'm not going to be living here, you're going to need to take that initiative because you're the parent. And because at all times you were the adult in the situation and you should have made the choice to that was going to nurture me as a person. You should have chose me as a person and not treated me like a chore. You know, like I felt like a chore for the most part. Like, I have to do something for him. Not necessarily for my mom, but for my dad. But moving forward, okay, so I moved back in, or moved into my apartment. I need to show you my apartment. I have a 1-bedroom overlooking White River, but I'm moving soon. So yeah, I need to show y'all that. I move out next month. But okay, senior year on campus begins. I'm commuting, I'm only 15 minutes away. Okay, going to school, trying to get back into the gym, trying to get back into my life, but I just don't have that drive anymore because I'm not trying to mask the pain anymore. I'm still in that process of reflecting and just digging through it. I'm trying to get myself out of that rut. I'm back at my old job, which I really don't like that much. So I'm hating it. Still don't have an internship. Frustrated about that. Okay, so I'm doing all these things, but mentally I am at a crossroads. I had all these expectations for what my life would look like now that I'm not living with my parents, now that I'm not living with the problem, what I deem to be the problem, and realizing that a lot of those things I've internalized and they reside within me now. So in this inner work, I'm down. Okay? I don't want to do much of anything. I don't want to be seen. I don't want to be looked at. I don't want to talk to nobody. I'm just down. But I'm going through all that. I'm going through all of that. And I'm still pushing. I'm still showing up. I finally got my 3.0 GPA in college.
Wow.
I got a 1.9 my first semester. But I never lost faith. I kept working. I kept working so hard. I began to prioritize school, which was cute for me. It was really cute for me. What else? So then, I got my 3.0. That was December, end of the semester. I found a good internship. The hiring process started in December. I started a new job in December. I really cut back on my hours at that job I didn't like, but I also got moved to a different department at the job I didn't like, at Target. But working at Starbucks now, so I like that much better. And yeah, I was just going through all this stuff. And it was just so draining. It was so draining. And now it's April. I just finished some part of my graduation pictures, some other things, and I'm just really living in my power right now. I have my own apartment, but I have decided I am going to move back in with my grandparents, because for me to get to a point where I am financially stable and getting to where I want to be, I want to be able to aggressively save most of my income. Okay, on that note, I really caught you up to why I haven't been recording. Basically, I've been going through a lot. But we're healing, we're growing. And I didn't want to just come back and start making videos. We kind of going through a rebrand era. I don't know, I might change the name of this page. I'm still working on that. But yeah, I'm back. I'll be recording. This is what I've been up to. It's 10 o'clock. And I gotta be somewhere at 9:30 in the morning. And I still need to do some things. So I love y'all and wishing y'all peace and love. And thank you to anyone who's made it this far to the end of the video. And yeah, I'll see y'all soon.